Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Hearts and Heather Creations. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm here to show you card number 4 out of my Valentine's Day card class that I had. So this is card number 4, and I will turn the camera down and I will show you how to make it. Okay? So I'm glad you're here. Let me set my camera up. I always have to do this, otherwise it sits in my face. Okay, so there we go. And then I will do this, and we're ready. Okay, let's get this a little straight. There we go. So this is my card. This one, I got the inspiration because I was cutting paper and I had all these little strips left. So I'm like, oh, let's do something with them. So what we need, a real red card base, which I have, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 to fold in half. So do that. And this one, basically, I just kind of laid these out, and if your paper's, 4 by 6 and you cut off that 3/4 of an inch to make a layer, you end up with all these little strips, and you don't want the strips to go to waste. So I just it does get covered up with a lot. So I just try to, let's see what all we got here. Let's see, we should probably put a white with the red, dark. And like I said, it doesn't matter which papers you use. You just kind of lay them out. Nope, we don't want those two together. Let's see, what is that one? That one's Other Hearts. Maybe we'll have that one down here. Put this one there. Oh, looks like I ended up with some extras. Something like that. Let's try that. Okay. Now, to get them kind of glued down in their spot, a little adhesive there. So if I didn't say, these strips are all, if you want to cut them, they're 4 inches by 3/4 of an inch. But they just came out to be extra little strips from when I was designing. And I didn't want them to go to waste. So just kind of work your way down in a crisscross manner. This one. One like that, and then the red out. Like I said, any of them can work. Now, on here I have a bunch of different hearts. So what you're going to need to do is I used Flirty Flamingo. Actually, that looks like Poppy Parade. So not real red. Poppy Parade, Flirty Flamingo, and Strawberry Slush. And in your die set, we're going to use the solid heart. So you're going to need to cut, what do we have? There's 2 of the Poppy Parade, 2 Strawberry Slush, and 1 Flirty Flamingo. So you will need 5 different hearts for that. And then you also will need to cut out little arrows from the set. So you need to cut these arrows out of a Flirty Flamingo and Strawberry Slush. So these 2 colors, you will need 1 arrow of each, which you'll end up with 2 because they cut 2 at a time, which is kind of handy. So let's do that. So we have one heart up here. Kind of staggered them around like that. So start gluing. This one over here. I've really been enjoying this suite. It's a very festive. And even though it's Valentine's, you can even use some of this, you know, just because it's hearts and stuff. You don't have to necessarily always have it for Valentine's. You can use it for anniversaries or whatever you want. Okay, so before I put on the arrows, we're going to stamp our pieces. So these pieces come from, this label comes out of the Perennial Postage die set. This is a very versatile shape for different labels. I really like it. It's one of my favorites. And then my little tags I punched out of the three banner punch. And I do believe this is back in stock finally. It keeps coming and going because it's very popular. So I'm going to stamp with Real Red ink. I'm going to ink the stamp up really good. And I'm going to put love on our big label. And I'm just going to hold it down so the ink can seep in. Give it a nice solid color. And then on our little guys, I'm going to do one that says today and always. And one, oh, we don't want to do two of them the same. Almost had an oops there. And we want the other one to be hugs and kisses. So we just stamp those down. Close this up before I get ink all over myself. And then I'm just going to put some dimensionals on this label. And put this directly in the center. And then just put these guys on here flat. This down here, and then we have our two little arrows. I'm going to go to my trusty glue dots. Because they're easy to put on and they're not a mess. Usually. I shouldn't say that. So if this is the first video that you're seeing of mine, I do have a pretty new channel here with the videos as I'm just getting started. So if you like what you're seeing and want to see more, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed. Hit that little subscribe button, because the more followers I get, then I can eventually go live. But being a brand new channel, YouTube doesn't want me to go live just yet. So, I need your help. Now I'm just going to take some basic rhinestone jewels and put some sparkle, because I think every card needs some sparkles, especially love cards. So I think that's it. papers are a little different, but like I said, it doesn't matter which ones you use, just use a variety. And each card will look a little different, but a little bit of the same. Oh, we need to do the inside. Get a piece of white paper here. And I think I'm just gonna, this can be a pretty neutral card. And I'm just gonna stamp some hearts on the inside. There you go. There's our 4th Valentine card in my series. Be sure to check out the playlist if you want to see the rest of them. And I appreciate you stopping by and watching. Have a good day.